Hello friends, welcome back to another exciting video on my YouTube channel. I hope you are doing great and taking care of yourself. Today's video we are going to talk about the AWS Cloud Practitioner exam or the AWS Cloud Essential Baggage. If I would be in your place, how would I prepare myself for this baggage as well as the certification exam in 2024, and that's what this video is about. Back in 2020 I basically started my journey into the cloud by getting on or focusing on a specific cloud provider called AWS, and I really scored well and I got the idea about what services AWS has is providing to its customers. Starting from 2020 until now, the AWS has introduced a lot of new services, and I took an opportunity, why not, to refresh my cloud practitioner exam or a certification by appearing for the AWS Cloud Essential Package. If you haven't watched my video, like what are the benefits on choosing the AWS Cloud Cloud certification versus the AWS Cloud packages, then please do watch that, and I'm going to share that link in in the video description. So as you can see on the screen, I have created a map when I was preparing myself for the AWS Cloud Essential Package. And that's what I'm going to showcase you in this video, where I'm going to touch base on the each and every topic within a short frame of time. Before we get into the depth of that, I want to say that if you are coming from the non-IT background or you're stepping into the journey of the cloud, then you start with the fundamentals. To start with any new technology or any new skill, you need to know its fundamentals, and that's what this AWS Cloud Practitioner exam or AWS Cloud Essentials package focuses on, where it touch bases on the each and every services at a high level. And once you are familiar with that services, then you can take a route of getting into an architect certificate, developer certificate, or sysops certificate, AI certificate, machine learning certificate, big data certification, etc. So without much delay, let's get to the depth of the AWS Cloud Essential Baggage in 2024 or AWS Cloud Practitioner exam in 2024. So let's get started. So here is the mind map for you, which will help you to prepare yourself for the AWS Cloud Essential Baggage or AWS Cloud uh, Practitioner certification. So the first thing, if you see on my right side as well as on my left side, I have divided into the couple of, I would say, the topics which you need to focus in order to prepare yourself for the AWS Cloud Essential Baggage or the AWS Cloud Practitioner exam. So coming with the first thing is the global infrastructure, which I have divided into the two parts. One is the region and one is the edge locations. The regions are further divided into availability zones, and edge locations have been divided into AWS Outpost, or we call it as an Amazon Cloud Front. When back in 2020, when I was preparing myself for the cloud certification, at that time the AWS cloud post was not there. It was only the Amazon cloud front. So I got an opportunity to understand what is AWS outpost. So just focus on this and get the basic understanding what is difference between these two. The another important thing we are going to focus on is our Amazon EC2, which is Elastic Compute Cloud service, or I would say one of the service provider, and that is further divided in how are you going to scale your EC2, focus on the elastic load balancing. Then you have lot of pricings associated with it, which we call as a EC2 pricing. There has not been much change into this. It's almost the same: dedicated instances, spot instances, reserve instances, on demand instances, as well as then we have EC2 instance type, which is memory optimized, storage optimized, compute optimized, journal purpose, which is our T2 micro kind of thing, right? So that's one of the area where you need to basically focus on. Uh, Moving to another one was our messaging queue, which is further divided into the SNS and SQ. So those are the similar services which exist in 2020 and which exist now also. So that's one thing. The other topic which you need to focus is on the I would say uh, EKS, ECS, Lambda, forget. So you need to understand the high level of these compute services, what they offer, and what is difference as compared to EC2 service versus these compute services. So that's one of the important topic where you need to focus on and get a high level understanding of it. Moving to another topic, which is our instance stores. So which is further divided into EFS, which is Elastic File System. Then you have something called an S3, and you need to focus on this really, really important, because there would be a lot of questions on S3, and there is an advanced AWS S3 object baggage. Also, if you're keen interest to get yourself familiar with the S3 concepts. So there would be questions on standard IA, where and which is further divided into standard one zone IA, intelligent tiering, then S3 deep archive, then there you have a glacier, then there instance and flexible outposts and standard. So those were the you will see a lot of questions around this. So just be familiar what each of these uh, there. When can you use intelligent hiring after 30 days, whether it will move to the archive or not? What is the retrieval time from the deep archive or the glacier? It takes 4 hours, 12 hours, etc. Then there is another service called as the EBS, which is Elastic Block Storage. So you need to get familiar with those concepts, and you will see a lot of questions coming coming from there. Okay, moving to our another important thing is the permissions, and there would be the questions on it. I have come across like 4 or 5 questions on IAM, which is really important, and you should be aware about this. So groups, when can you create a groups? What are the roles? What are the policies? What is the SCPS? How can you limit your resources? And the services says tomorrow you log into the AWS console, and I want you to limit that you can create just EC2 instances. You can't create more than 2 EC2 instances. That's where I'm going to put a limit of anyone who wants to use the AWS resources. And then we have something called as the AWS resources and the services. So that's very important to understand, and you should be familiar with those concepts. The another important topic, and you will see a lot of questions on this, is what is the shared responsibility between AWS and its customers? Golden thumb rule is AWS takes care of security of the cloud, and customers take care of security of applications put in cloud. So you should be very much aware about this, right? So what is AWS responsibility versus what is the customer responsibility? So that's one of the one of the thing which is important. Let's move into the security services. So there has not been much change the day I have when I have prepared myself for the AWS Cloud Practitioner exam in 2020. So it has been almost the same. AWS Shield, then there is Advanced, Standard, and Advanced is further divided into the CloudFront, ELB, Route 53, then AWS KMS, which is Key Management System, AWS WAF, which is focusing on the firewall, AWS Guard Duty, AWS Inspector. So get familiar yourself with the high level of understanding, and you will see one or two questions in the exam on this. The next important part is our well architect framework, and you need to be really familiar with the sustainability versus the cost and performance optimization, reliability, security, operations. So get yourself familiar with the uh, reliability, cost of performance optimization, sustainability, and you will see a lot of questions on the well architect framework. So that's what is on our right hand side. Let's go into the left hand side and get ourselves familiar with this. So moving to the resource uh, provisioning, how can you basically provide the AWS resources? You can provide your cloud with through the cloud formation. Now the Terraform is there. So, but in AWS, if you want to get into a more depth of it, learning the cloud formation would be really efficient. And then you have an elastic beanstalk. Sorry for the spelling typo, but elastic beanstalk. And then you have auto scaling, application health monitoring, adjusting capacity, load balancing. So those are the key areas when you focus on the resource provisioning, right? So get familiar yourself with those. Moving to another important concept, which is VPC. When to use a direct connect, when can you use an internet gateway, so then you should be familiar with two important concepts, which is security group and the NACs, which is stateless, right? So security groups are always stateful. It basically allows the inbound traffic, but prevents the outbound traffic. NACS is where you can basically set what is coming in, what is going on. You need to define that. And that would be also, you need to focus on Route 53, which is another important concept. And then we have something called as a virtual private gateway. So that's that we call it as a VPC endpoint also, right? That is also one of the important concepts. You need to get yourself familiar when you're preparing yourself for the AWS Cloud Essentials Baggage or AWS Cloud Practitioner. So those are some of the important topics. Moving to our databases, which is pretty much easy. You need to understand the RDS, what kind of databases RDS support, which is MariaDB, SQL Server, MS SQL, Oracle, and then you have something called as DynamoDB, which is no SQL, and then you have Aurora, which is MS SQL, Postgres SQL, Redshift, Neptune, DocumentDB. This was not there in 2020. This is something, a new service I got myself familiar with. So those are the important things from the database perspective. Moving to our monitoring, you have CloudWatch, CloudTrail, and Trusted Advisor. And then CloudWatch is further divided into basic and advanced, and then you have alarms in it and couple of other things, right? So that's one thing. Need to understand what are the AWS support plans, right? And you will see a lot of questions on this in the exam. You have a basic, developer, business, enterprise. Which plan has the technical manager support, which is nothing but our enterprise. And in enterprise, the response time is 15 minutes the moment you raise it to the technical team or the support. And then business in the business plan, you have something called as a trusted advisor checks, which is not there in developer and the basic plan. So that's one of the things you should be familiar. Moving to another important concept you should be familiar with is the billing. You will see a lot of questions in the exam on AWS budgets, consolidated billing, AWS pricing calculator, AWS cost explorer, right? So you should be familiar with those concepts, right? And moving to our last and important topic is nothing but the migration strategies, which is refactoring, replatforming, retaining, repurchasing, retiring, and rehosting, right? So these, remember, 6 hours that will make your life easier and you would remember the things. So that's an overall mind map which I have prepared to make it easily available for the people who are looking to get yourself or themselves AWS Cloud Essential Baggage and the AWS Cloud Practitioner certification. So that's what the mind map is. Now you would have a question in your mind that is there any study material available, and if yes, what are those materials, whether those are free or I need to purchase that. So that would be a question in your mind, and I have the answer for that in a bit. So, friends, here is the freely, easily, and legally available material which will help you to prepare yourself for the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner exam, and it's freely available on the AWS site. Don't worry, I'm going to share the link in the video description, but let's go through step by step process. So the first step here is, so as soon as you log into the page, you will come to this where it says AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner. You can schedule the exam, and then you can what material is needed to prepare for the exam. So all you need to do is click on this, and it takes you to the 4-step process, where the first step is to get yourself familiar with what would be the exam like, how many questions would be there, and what all preparation material you need to get yourself for the certified cloud practitioner exam. So I have basically used this, and before even getting myself a refreshment of the AWS cloud essential package or the AWS cloud certified practitioner exam, I have done this. And it's a freely available. It's a 20 question set where it basically covers all the necessary services which we have discussed. So all you need to do is basically enroll yourself for this and go through first 20 questions, understand if you're just doing a refreshment of your cloud skills, or if you're new, then wait for this. Do not go get yourself first into the exam zone. Let's first learn the things and then practice the exam. So the second step is learn about the exam topic, what we discuss about the list of services which the AWS offers it. And you can see here, just need to start, and you can see this course covers everything. And you see here, as I mentioned, it is for AWS cloud um, practitioner exam is for everyone, whether it's say a person from non-IT background or IT background. It is for everyone, and this course is around 4 hours course, and it covers all the topics which we have discussed: introduction to the Amazon Web Services, EC2 instance type, yeah, elastic load balancing. Then remember, we talk about the reliability. We talk about the global infrastructure, which is regions, available zones, a, is locations, cloud front, networking, storage, databases, security, monitoring, pricing, migration, and the 6 pillars of well architect So this will help you to prepare yourself for the examination or for the cloud educational baggage, and it's freely available. You do not need to waste money on purchasing the course from Udemy or etc. Moving to the next, if you are in a mood of learning the cloud through gaming, then this is the course for you. And I have gone through this course. I learned a lot of things, and it's really exciting to learn the cloud skills through the skill builder, or I would say the cloud quest, right? So it's very kind of I feel it like kind of easiness to learn the skill, to learn or to do the services through the gaming experience. And moving to the third one is then there are some kind of enhanced courses. If you have the membership for the AWS skill builder, then these courses are freely available. And last is access your exam readiness, where it basically prepares yourself uh, for the examination. And as I mentioned, it's not free. So but this one, the first one, is free, and this is not the free. So that's how the training material is available, and it's absolutely free. All you need to do is take out some time from your busy schedule official work and get yourself into the cloud uh, journey, or level up your cloud skills, or do a refreshment, right? So if you find this video really helpful, then do share with your friends, colleagues who are preparing themselves for this examination, or who are stepping into the cloud journey. Before we wind up, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel or hit that bell icon to get notified as and when I upload just exciting videos on my YouTube channel. I would really recommend you to comment on my videos to understand how I am being sharing my experience, and if there is a room for improving the content, because your comments really motivate me to uh, share with you my learning experience on my YouTube channel. Until then, take care. Bye.